Hello everyone and welcome to our Mother's Day tasting. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a pleasant day. I think most people have managed to have some contact with their mothers, which is obviously makes a change from the previous year, which is good. Just so you know, I can see you, so that's good. You know you're there. Other than that, yeah, I'm just going to leave you guys here in the holding room for 2 seconds as always, just while I check on our social media, just make sure that no one's missing. Everyone, I think, did have a link for today. I know a few people have been bought them as gifts. So if you did purchase this as a gift for someone and you haven't remembered to give them the email, you can just make sure they've got the link to be able to join in. But as you guys come in, if you can, again, please just click on the comments and maybe just drop a hi just to let us know you're here. That'd be fantastic. Other than that, I will see you guys back here just in a couple of minutes and then we'll get everything going. Okay, guys, now I'm back. Yeah, looks like everyone's getting in okay. No one seems to be overly lost. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Hannah. Yeah, I know we've got a few people today that are watching, obviously joining us ourselves, but then also having a little private Zoom on the side, which is just great, obviously, as a good way of getting everyone together. And like I say, just a nice little point of difference, I guess, for Mother's Day, just something to do for anyone that maybe was a little bit short on ideas, stuck for ideas, I guess. And the first time we did the collaboration here with Neil's Yard Organic Remedies from, I think it was 2-3 weeks ago, we had Jenny on, and that was a great evening, very well received. A lot of people said they wanted to do it again. So here we are with Mother's Day, and we're offering the same basis, some great gins, and then some great products from Neil's Yard. We've got some great gins to try, one of which is going to be a Tarquin's new special edition, and I'm looking forward to it myself because I haven't actually tried it. I've held off. Even when we were doing the samples, I've kept it so we can try it fresh together. And then we've got some great tonics as well paired along with those. So you should have, just as I've got on the scrolling bar at the bottom there, you'll see that just to have a nice little warm bowl of water ready. That's just to have while you're going through the products. And then for our tasting for the gins, just make sure you've got a tasting glass if you have one. If it's not a glass like this, a small wine glass is great. But even just a small little tumbler, if that's all you have, will be completely fine to use. Don't worry about needing ice. We tend to do our tastings just straight as they are. You've also got your tasting card if you do want to use that as well and take notes. We'll have the usual thing that you have on the back of the tasting card. I've got one here actually. So you've got your note about the discount. So you get a massive 15% off any of the gins that you take a fancy from tonight's tasting. I've just in the middle, I'll do the rest while you guys are live and enjoying your tasting, but I'm going to put all the products on the website. I've got 2 on there so far, one of which is going to be a nice gift set that we've got for number 3, which is a fantastic set with a gin glass. And the 15% off that is a great deal. So take advantage of that. We haven't got too many of those, so get in first. And obviously, we might be able to get hold of some more if they do sell out. But the stock we've got at the moment, first come, first served. So that'd be great. Just do that at the end. Other than that, tasting wise, we haven't got a new gin one in the works at the moment. We will announce that as soon as we can. We've got Patrick's Day whiskey next week, and then we've also released another whiskey one on Monday, which is for the end of the month. And then hopefully we'll get another gin one ready to go. But other than that, let's get on with things and enjoy some great gin and some great products from Neil's Yard. So I'll bring Jess in first, have a quick intro, and then we'll obviously bring Jenny on and we'll go from there. Hello, Jess.
Hello, everyone all right? Everyone good?
Yeah, not too bad today. Not too bad at all.
I think
I'm
you've pretty much covered the intro, so we're good to go probably.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think we did need too much of an intro. Actually, I think everyone's generally here because we've got quite a few people watching from the same house. So I've tried to add it up, and I think we're looking good. So that's all fine. So yeah, I can get out of your way and then leave things to you, and obviously introduce Jenny, and then we'll go from there.
Cool. Hello, everyone. Happy Mother's Day, as Shane said. We're really, really excited that you've joined us, and thank you for joining us on Mother's Day. And yeah, we've got some really good gins to try. We're also going to bring Jenny in, who's created the Spa Beauty selection for you tonight, and she's going to run us through that. But just to give you sort of a heads up, last time we did this, if any of you joined us, last time we did this, we kind of matched each of the gins with the products that we did. This time round, we decided not to do that. We decided just to get a really good sort of overall kind of tasting with 4 really good gins that have essences of, you know, kind of those lovely aromas and fragrances and senses that you get, you know, from beauty products. So hopefully they're all just sort of, it's a nice kind of overall tasting without being too kind of, you know, sort of matchy. But yeah, let's bring Jenny in, and we can get going. Hopefully you've all got your garnishes. Hey Jenny, how you doing?
Hi. Yeah, really well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for joining us again.
Well, that's great. I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to trying the gins.
Yeah. Last time you didn't really get involved too much, did you?
I know. I was playing it safe just to make sure that I didn't talk complete rubbish by the end of the tasting, but yeah. I think we did.
Good. All right. So look, shall I kick off with the first gin this time? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do that. All right. So, guys, look, like we said, you should have obviously a bowl of water, right? I think Jenny's got. You want everyone to have a bowl of water just to have on the side.
Yeah, a bowl of warm water, which you only actually need for the first product this time, and a towel.
And a towel. Okay, cool. Just from my end, hopefully we might have some new people joining us. So just in terms of glassware, I use a tasting glass like this for my tastings. Just something that has a slightly wider base and then kind of tapers up to the top, and that kind of helps with the aromas and gives you that, you know, helps with the senses. The sense that you should be getting from the gins, so that's good if you have something like that. And just in terms of size, it's kind of the size of one of your little tonic cans, like that. Or like a taller wine glass is good, but nothing like a big gin glass. We don't want that. So push that away and get something like a wine glass or something like this. And obviously you've got your 4 bottles plus the tonics, and you should have some garnishes. So. I'll just jump straight into the first gin. So bottle number 1. These are really good friends of ours. So these are, it's one guy called Richard, and he's at the Spirit of Hearts Distillery here in St Albans. So if you go around the back of St Albans, around the back of Sandridge, heading towards the back end of sort of Hatfield area, you're sort of heading towards that way, you would have a place called Ospreys on Cooper's Green Lane, and right there in the old saddlery, he set up a distillery back in. It would have been, well, he actually started making gin in May of 2020 during lockdown, and this is one of his gins that he's got from there. And what he does is he creates gins for each of the little sort of towns of St Albans. So he's got an Auburn gin. He's got a Harpenden gin he's just released. He's got a Welling gin. He's got a Letchworth gin. And what we're trying tonight is the Garden City Festive gin. Now, I chose a Festive gin because of its aromatics and its fragrances. And it really lends itself to that sort of environment of being in a spa. So it's really nice, even though I'm not sure we can get any more of it. We might be able to get a couple of bottles here and there. But it's just a lovely gin. So Richard, like I said, really good friend of ours. We actually put some stock into his shop, and he makes it there with his distiller. So his distiller is actually, again, me and Shane put him in touch with the distiller. So the distiller is a guy called Richard as well, and he used to be one of the owners of a pub called the Foragers in St Albans, right? And it is what it says by its name. Richard is a forager, and so he used to take people out on foraging walks. They would pick stuff, and he's he's an absolute master at knowing what to forage, and he knows absolutely everything about the wildlife, and all the forests and stuff. And then he would take people back to the pub. They have a great chef there, and then they would cook what they foraged into a meal. It was like a really good experience. So he now forages the botanicals for the gin. So everything is really, really about St Albans. A lot of the stuff is picked from around the area, the vicinity of the distillery. Me and Shane would be there in the shop, in the distillery, and Richard would walk in with a load of stuff he's just foraged, and then start chucking it into the gin. It's like absolutely amazing. So there's some really, really good ingredients in here that totally are going to come through on the nose. So if you give the glass a swirl around like this, so I've put in like 20 ml into my glass, and that's about half of your bottle. You don't want to use a whole lot. We just want to use half of it in there. Give it a swirl around, and then open up the spirit. Percentage-wise, it's 43, so it's got a good, nice kind of alcohol strength to it. Some of the ingredients in here, we've got Douglas fir, we've got cinnamon, we've got cloves, we've got ginger, we've got orange peel, we've got actual pine, we've got nutmeg, so really, really kind of wintry in style, hence festive. Bergamot, lemon peel. So if we go in for a nose, you start getting some of all those things that I've said, and everyone will pick out something different. Jenny, I don't know if you're getting anything that I've mentioned.
Yeah, I'm getting the pine.
Yeah, the pine's really going to come through, partly because of juniper. So juniper gives us that pine lavender aroma as well, and then it's kind of amplified and supercharged with the addition of pine. And also,
I can smell something sweet underneath there as well.
Say again?
Smell something quite sweet underneath as well. It's like the cream on the top, and then there's something
really interesting. So one of the ingredients I missed out, but is there, is licorice, right? And licorice not only gives a touch of that aroma of that aniseed, but really licorice adds sweetness to the gin because it has more natural sugar. So yeah, it's really interesting that you picked that out because that's exactly what it's there for. And then there's a bit of nutmeg. And a bit of lemon in there. Yeah, Shane's getting the pine. Obviously, guys, let us know if you're getting any of the things that I'm talking about. Now we're going to go for a little taste. Let's go for a little sip. And just the first one we're going to do is just a little sip on the tip of our tongue. And it's really there just to get rid of the alcohol. We're not really looking to taste anything right now. Just get a palate's used to the alcohol strength. And let it wash over your palate. And actually at 43%, it's really smooth. It's really silky. There's a lot of creaminess in there. And that's all of that, that lovely licorice is helping with some of that. And that lovely orange fresh lemon is giving that lovely creaminess to it as well. So now let's go for a proper sip. And this time let's hold it for a few seconds on our palate. And let's try and get some of those flavors and see what you're getting. Let me know what you guys are getting. Yeah, so like Shane's getting it as well. That citrus, that lemon really comes through above the orange, I think. Some people might get the orange over the lemon. That clove and that ginger is giving a little tingle. Ginger also gives a touch of sweetness as well, depending on how you've used it. That cinnamon, that aniseed. Yes, it's really. Are you getting any of those things, Jenny? Are you getting all of that?
Yeah, and it's I'm getting all the spices. It's like there's a sort of bundle of spices in the middle.
Yeah,
the star anise and cinnamon and clove, and
absolutely. It's
right.
really well balanced considering how he's got, you know, so much flavour in there. And you can tell, right? It's totally like a winter gin. This is absolutely screaming of Christmas. But
Yeah.
it's so fragrant and aromatic as well that it just reminds me of like those lovely sort of spa scents that you would get, right? So we're going to add some Mediterranean tonic, right? Now, normally I say a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you've got like 20 ml of gin, put about 40 ml of tonic. I'm actually going to do a 50-50. So if you want to try that, please do. So if you've got 20 ml of gin, add another 20 ml of tonic, and just sort of really do it to your own palate, but you don't want to drown out the gin too much. You just want to open up, and then what you'll find is that the botanicals will sort of change a little bit, and what you're getting as a neat gin will change, and you might start picking out some of the more lighter floral notes as it opens up. Quite interesting. So let's get that going again. So now I'm getting a lot more of that obvious licorice, that obvious kind of aniseedy, and the orange comes through as well. Yeah, so I don't know, Joanna, if you just sprouted out exactly what I was thinking with the addition of your orange and aniseed. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting. And to this, we're going to add a bit of orange peel. So you have an orange, right? I want you to take a peel. So Jenny, you might remember we did this last time. So we take the peel of the orange as opposed to the, you know, like a slice of orange. And what we're going to do is just hold it between your index finger, your middle finger, and your thumb, like so, with your peel facing outwards, and just squeeze it over the glass. And these lovely oils wash over the glass and fall into the gin, and then just drop that in. And then we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon. So a little stick of cinnamon, maybe just break a piece off and drop that in as well. And that just helps with that. I mean, obviously it's just a great wintry combination, but again, it's all those sort of styles and flavors that I associate with some of the spa kind of, you know, beauty products. I actually didn't have any cinnamon. I thought I did, so I've used star anise. But it gives you an idea, right? It doesn't have to be just cinnamon. It could be anything that has something countering the citrus. So star anise could work, cardamom could work, cloves could work, ginger could work, anything like that. Anything that is already in the gin works really well. What did you have, Jenny? Did you have all the ingredients?
No, I didn't. I don't have the garnishes again, so I'm writing them down. So I make sure I'm still saving some of the gins to go through them again tomorrow. So I'm going to do them with the garnishes tomorrow.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's my fault. Maybe I forgot to send you the list. Maybe, sorry. Apologies for that.
That's all right. Don't worry. It's a good excuse to do them again. But I can smell the orange so much more now that it's got the tonic in there. That was the sort of first thing that came back to me. It's a lot more citrusy and fruity.
Yeah, and I think that's right. All those lovely sort of top notes. When it's neat, you kind of hit with that juniper and the spicier sides, right? And then you lift that up with the addition of tonic. And as you say, all those lighter, fruitier notes start coming through. But beneath that is that spice still kind of sitting there with the licorice. And I think with the garnishes, it actually really helps kind of give you a really lovely aromatic gin and tonic. So definitely try them. So while people enjoy that, I'll pass you over to Jenny, and you can show us our first product.
We can start relaxing properly.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. Actually, I love the story of that first gin because it's very similar to the story of the first product, funnily enough, the sort of locality. We're going to start with the Calendula Cleanser, which is in one of the little small pots. And, well, full size, it would be like that. And the calendula flowers are actually grown on the grounds of the eco factory of Neal's Yard Remedies in Dorset. We've got these amazing yellow flowers. I'm going to have to see if I can coordinate with the camera somehow, show you the flowers. Those are there. that's the calendula flowers. They're really sort of this really gorgeous yellow colour, and the beta carotene in them really sort of helps with the product as well, because it's amazing for the skin. So it's like a really great compromise between being a nice, it's a cleanser for winter because it's creamy, but then it's got those sort of slight summery spring vibes with those lovely flowers and everything in them as well. So it's up to you whether you put this on with dry skin or wet your skin first. I like to wet my face first. So this is where the bowl of water comes in. And we're going to really sort of massage this in, just use it to just take a little moment and settle for the evening. So I'm just going to, there you go, bit of silence so I'm not talking into my cloth. So you don't need much of this at all. As with all Neal's Yard products, they are really potent. They're sort of, you know, natural and organic, but a little goes a long way. So I've got, I can never coordinate with the camera. This is terrible. Yeah. So there you go. Just a tiny little bit, same amount as your fingernail. Rub it between your fingers and then just gently massage into the face. I sort of start with the cheeks and always in the upward circular motion, so you're never sort of pulling the skin down. And just have a smell of the aromas as well, because it's not just calendula in there. You've got, obviously, to make it lovely and creamy and great for the skin, you've got things like cocoa butter in there, and there's some other oils as well. And there's also lemon essential oil. Lemon essential oil is amazing for sort of, it's really cleansing. So it's sort of cleansing for the mind as well. So it's really sort of refreshing. So that's why I sort of think it's a great compromise between being great in winter because it's creamy, but also just it does have that sort of lovely refreshingness to it. And it's, I think I've talked about this on the last one about the time that we put into our skincare routine. We sort of get into this habit of just getting into the bathroom, just wiping the makeup off, and then just maybe chucking some moisturizer on and just getting it done as quickly as possible. If you spend just 2 minutes massaging this in, and 2 minutes will seem at first like a really long time, but it's nothing in the day, and you'll get so many benefits from it. You know, even not just from the product itself, really getting rid of the impurities on your face and actually getting to work, but just the act of massaging your face will really get rid of some tension. So especially in the evening, you'll sleep better for just putting that extra little bit of time into skincare. So I've probably talked for long enough for us to massage it in. So now just rinse it off. Whenever you're rinsing things off as well, just it's better to pat the skin rather than rub it. Because with cleansers like this that are creamy, they're not stripping the skin of any of their natural oils. They're actually nourishing it as well. So you want to make sure that you're being kind to the skin in the way you use it. So don't sort of then vigorously rub it too much, unless you do actually want to exfoliate the skin, but that would be a slightly different thing.
So is this a nighttime one? This is when you'd use it?
It's kind of personal preference, actually, whether you can use it both night and day. So you should cleanse morning and night. You should cleanse both morning and evening. I use a creamy cleanser in the evening, and then a more sort of refreshing one in the day usually. But actually, it sort of changes. That's one of the perks of doing this job, is that I have lots of products to choose from. So I kind of change it up quite a bit. But yeah, it is personal preference. The great thing about this, these cleansers like this that you can use on wet skin, is that you can use them in the shower, of course. So that kind of makes life a little bit easier. So yeah, it's personal preference, but you should cleanse twice a day.
And Carol's already got some of this, I think, she said, and the Be Lovely hand cream. Did we use that?
We did, yeah, we're doing the Be Lovely hand cream in a bit. And yeah, and the frankincense cleanser is So there are two frankincense cleansers. There's one that's a creamy one like this and has, again, a lot of those nourishing creams in it. And we will talk about frankincense after the next gin, because frankincense, you can't talk about Neal's Yard Remedies products and not talk about frankincense. But yeah, that sort of, that again, that's personal preference on the what scent you like. I switch between the frankincense one and that. And frankincense have another cleanser, which is it's a completely different cleansing melt, which I'm completely in love with. But I won't talk about now, otherwise I'll just be talking all evening. So hopefully that's got everyone now a bit relaxed and yeah, ready for the next gin.
So I'm asking for a friend now. Are any of these products for men as well?
Yeah, there is. Neal's Yard Remedies have a men's range, which is amazing, but it is a lot more limited. But the thing is, none of the other products are sort of therefore designed just for women. They could be for anything. I was having a discussion with consultants about this yesterday, about, you know, which products would you recommend for men, and actually recommend them all. I think there's probably a bit of a stigma that would prevent some men wanting to have, you know, a rose facial polish or something, but the products are amazing. They do the job. So yeah, and they're things like seaweed and arnica, foaming bath and shower gel, and citrus shower gel. They're probably my most they're the ones that are most common among my sort of male customers. But yeah, men should have some kind of skincare routine as well, especially as you have to shave. You're doing more to your skin than us.
Yeah. Well, Ruth gives you a thumbs up. Says that feels very light and soothing.
It is really, yeah, that's good. I think a lot of cleansers kind of can strip the protective oils on top of the skin, and sort of disrupt the pH balance as well. But that's the creamy element of that. That's where that's really good, because it sort of nourishes it at the same time. So, which is, yeah, it's brilliant for a cleanser. You don't feel immediately like you've stripped it all. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, look, I'm going to move on then to our second gin. So this is, again, I brought something in for flavour. The bottle looks great as well, which always helps. And this is one that we've had before in one of our tastings, but I don't know if many of you here, you know, this is way back in summer last year, so, you know, some of you might be new to us, and so hopefully you've not tried it. But this one is, it's one called Lake's Pink Grapefruit, and if I just bring the bottle closer, it's got this really, really nice kind of lovely kind of pattern on the bottle, sort of embossed, really lovely looking. And as I say, it comes from the Lake District. This is their Pink Grapefruit Gin. So this is bottle number 2. And it was started by a guy who actually started up Arran Distillery. So Arran in Scotland, Scottish guy. And he, before Arran became Arran, some 20 odd years ago, it was called Lochranza Distillery. And he restarted it as Arran. And what he actually wanted to do was start his own whiskey distillery. So he was employed to restart Arran up. And he used to holiday in the lakes as a kid with his family, and he sort of loved that place and the location. And when he had his chance to set up his own distillery, he decided to move back down to the lakes and set up there. And mainly as a whiskey distillery, so producing some really good whiskies. And they also jumped on the back and started producing gin as well. Now, the first lot of gin they produced was very different. Was okay, wasn't like amazing, was just okay. And then some years ago, they employed a new distiller called Davil Gandhi, who was from McCallum, and he sort of just came with a whole new level of expertise and just recreated everything that they were doing. And so the gin is part of that whole rebrand and so on. So what we've got is a really, really good gin using some great water from the Lake District. Everything is, you know, really clean and fresh. And the Pink Grapefruit, I think, just shouts of pink grapefruit. It's kind of lost its colour a little bit, but that's because it's a little bit more natural. So you find with natural products, they'll lose their colour. The ones that maybe hold their colour have had something added to it, which is not a bad thing. It's just, you know, in this case, it is natural. So let's go for a little try. Percentage-wise, 46. So we're jumping up a little bit. But let's put a bit in the glass again, give it a swirl, really open it up. You know, the extra 3%, 46 is going to carry a bit of a punch. So you're going to get some of that alcohol kick at the start, but get over that and kind of get behind that and actually into the spirit. Now, just a little tip. When you're nosing, your nostril works different at different times of the day. One nostril is going to work better than the other, right? And it's totally independent, and only, you know, it's kind of subjective to you. So that's why you see wine people doing that. They're trying to work out which nostril is working best at that particular time of the day, and it changes. Right?
I never knew that. Right? I never knew that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a true thing. So right now, this is working better for me today. Right now. So see what you get. Obviously, it's pink grapefruit, right? That is like the most obvious thing. And that's really what it's about. It's about the pink grapefruit. That juniper's hiding there as touch. Hannah says, I think my mum can smell toffee. You could probably smell sweetness, right? And you're probably smelling some creaminess. And it could be, whether it's toffee, it might just be that sweetness and some of that creaminess of the liquid. Interesting though, caramel and toffee. Can you get that? Can you get in?
Yeah, it's as if it's like been caramelized. That kind of it's like it's not just a straight sweetness.
Yeah,
I can definitely smell it now.
Interesting. I love that. Yeah, and I'm getting the pepper, like Amy says, she's getting the pepper. I'm getting definitely some of that. Let's go for a little taste. Obviously, before you do that, actually, just look at the glass and look at the legs running down it, and that will kind of tell you a little bit about some of the ingredients, perhaps some of the sweetness, which we've already sort of mentioned, and how sort of weighty and oily the liquid is going to be, which is nice to prepare your palate for what's coming. Let's go for a little taste. For me at the start, it's super sharp. It's really sharp. That pink grapefruit just kind of really comes through nicely. And then behind that, there's a little tingle, a little bit of pepper, and then the juniper as well. Did you get that grapefruit, Jenny? Did that really come through at the start?
Yeah, and it's almost like you can taste the whole of the grapefruit. It's not just the flesh. It's almost like I could sense the pith in it as well.
Yes.
And the skin in it.
Yeah. Like you're getting everything, right? You're getting that sweetness of the fruit. You're getting some of that acidity. You're getting the bitterness of the pith and that lovely kind of oils and waxiness of the skin as well. It's all kind of in there, and it's taking you on that little journey.
Yeah,
it's lovely. So let's add some tonic to it. So it's a really nice story. You know, like I said, they're in the lakes. They make a really good gin, straight gin as well. But everything has been totally up a level since Davil Gandhi, the new distiller. Well, I say new. It's been there a while now, but since he came in. Now, tonic wise, okay, I'm going to give you an option. I'm going to give you choice here. You can either go with the hibiscus, okay, which will be quite floral, a little bit more aromatic. So you could go with that, or you could go with the Mediterranean. I'm going with Mediterranean, but it's entirely up to you. You've got enough to make two drinks, so I'd say try either one on this particular one, because grapefruit is that kind of just type of gin that has a bit more versatility to it. I'm going to go with regular Mediterranean tonic here, but as I said, if you want, you could try the hibiscus one as entirely up to you. What are you going to go with, Jenny?
I think I'm going to go with Mediterranean. Is there another one where we're going to try the hibiscus?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll save it for that.
And actually, I had included this for the other gin. One of the other gins we're going to do, but I've just, as we were sort of trialing it, I thought maybe hibiscus could work. So it's up to you guys. Let me know if you did try it with hibiscus. Please let me know whether it worked or not. And those of you with Mediterranean, let me know as well. So now if we go back to it, now it's more about the fruit. I think it's more about the fruit of the grapefruit rather than you kind of feel like you're actually getting that, like that, you know, in the morning when you're having a slice of grapefruit, that kind of. But on the taste, it's a little bit drier.
Yeah, you can really smell like the juice of it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's totally about the juice, like the flesh of the grapefruit. Yep. I know. I love how it goes pink in the Hibiscus Tonic. Oh, did you? Okay, Amy, let me know what it's like with the hibiscus. And garnish wise, we're going to add obviously pink grapefruit. Okay, hopefully you've got pink grapefruit. Add the skin. We're going for skin of pink grapefruit. We've got pink grapefruit, so I'm just going to go with. Well, actually, I'm going to go with a lime this time, just bringing some freshness of acidity. But again, you want to squeeze and drop. Okay, so squeeze the skin, drop it in. Carol says the hibiscus smell makes gin more grapefruity. Okay, yeah. We tried both tonics and found the hibiscus brings the grapefruit out more than the med. Okay, interesting. Okay, very good. So I'll have to try that again next time. I'll have to go with the hibiscus. Have you got enough to try some more, Jenny, later on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try it with the hibiscus tomorrow.
So are you working from home or are you kind of traveling places, or you just...
It sort of varies. Doing Neil's Yard Remedies, I'm at home and doing everything like this, really. I try and deliver all everything to my customers as much as possible rather than putting it in the post, because that actually gets me out and seeing them and not just this much of them, which is really nice, because that's kind of the nice thing about doing this, and that's how I'm different from the shop as well, is that, you know, it's a more sort of personal thing. So yeah, my other life as a musician, I'm starting to go out and work a little bit more, which gets me out of the house, which is really nice.
That should all be kind of taking off again very soon, right?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a lot slower for as I'm freelance. It'll be a lot slower for us, I think. But it's just really lovely to do anything actually that comes along. Yeah, it's good feeling a little bit optimistic again.
Yeah, great. I think most people are. I'm just looking at the comments. Some people did try it with hibiscus. Some people kind of liked it, but it seems Mediterranean is the more popular. Interesting, because actually we found that when we added the Mediterranean, the grapefruit juice came to the fore a bit more. And people are saying actually with the hibiscus that grapefruit is even coming out even more. So it might be too much for me to add the hibiscus. So I think the Mediterranean is a good shout for me. And actually I added lime, right? I added a lime peel because I didn't have grapefruit. And all those of you that have been on enough tastings with me will know I'm not necessarily a fan of pink grapefruit. But the lime I thought was a really good addition and just created a bit more citrus balance without that grapefruit flavour. I really like it with the hibiscus, very citrusy. Okay, that's good. That's from Amy. I agree, I think it's got a nicer feel with the hibiscus. Okay, so it's definitely 50-50, it appears. So I guess it's your own palate, which one you actually prefer. I think for me, Mediterranean has to be my way. That's just me personally.
I'll be really interested to see what it's like tomorrow. I do have I do like quite sweet things. So yeah, maybe I will like it with hibiscus. We'll see. I'll let you know.
Good. Well, look, while people enjoy that, Jenny, over to you.
On to the next. So we're going to do two products together now because they complement each other in terms of the sort of the process, and also they're both frankincense. So I thought it would be really great to compare the two different frankincense because they are actually quite different in their scent. So we've got the Frankincense Intense Hydrating Essence, which is the darker sachet, and then after that we'll follow it with the Hydrating Cream, which is the purple sachet. The Frankincense Intense range is it's like the sort of luxury skincare version of the frankincense. Frankincense, as I said before, is so huge for Neal's Yard Remedies. Frankincense itself is amazing for skin, and it's really sort of uplifting as an essential oil. So you get the whole, you know, the whole works, the whole sort of spa treatment with it. And the Frankincense Intense range, you've got then two ranges within that, age defying and lift, and it sort of depends on how much of the active ingredients for aging and things like that you want. This product is really new, so I've been using it for 3 weeks. It came out about a month ago, and it's sort of it took me a few days to kind of get my head around it, and now that I'm using it all the time, I totally get it and I love it. It's all sort of inspired by Korean beauty, which is hugely influential on Western skincare now. They really take their skincare regime seriously, and it's all about sort of layering up in the different processes. So it's not just a case of soap and water and maybe a bit of moisturizer. There's really, you know, 5 or 6 different levels to their skincare regime, and they're not much makeup, so it's just perfect skincare. So I think we did on the last one, we did a cleanse, tone, and moisturizer. It was a serum. So we did 3 steps. This time I'm not doing the toner just because I'm doing this, but you would normally do cleanse, tone, then the hydrating essence, and then any serum or anything that sort of treats your skin, and then a moisturizer, which is, you know, your sort of protection of the skin. And it's like a supercharger hydrating essence. It's well, you see the texture, just it will come out of your sachets quite quickly, but I'll show you how this bottle is kind of designed. It's beautiful glass bottle, and it's got it comes out really slowly, so you get this like perfect drop. Let's see if I can get this in the camera. So you just have one perfect drop that you need. There you go. That's all you need. Tiny bit, just enough to coat the finger.
Absolutely.
And just inhale the aromas first of all, because this is really important to see the difference between this frankincense and the next. And it's really it's quite heady actually. It's got 3 different kinds of frankincense in it. I'm just going to actually now just lightly sort of spread it on the face, and you'll feel it absorb really quickly. So 3 different kinds of frankincense. You've got Boswellia sacra, which is from Oman. Then you have Kenyan frankincense, and also black frankincense. I have my little frankincense. That's Boswellia sacra. That's the black frankincense. And you've also got myrrh and bergamot, mandarin, neroli. So it's quite an amazing mix. I just love it. I think it's, yeah, it is like being in a spa. And now, just seconds after putting it on, my skin is, it's like my skin is just having a nice little sigh. It's all really, really smooth. And it's so full of those really kind of high-end, high-performing skincare ingredients that you want. Hyaluronic acid, which is this ridiculous molecule, which it's like a hydration magnet. So it's a molecule that attracts 1,000 times its weight in hydration. So you hear about hyaluronic acid a lot at the moment because it's sort of the new thing, and it is, as Neal's Yard Remedy stuff, it is natural, and means that it sort of plumps the skin straight away because it's got that hydration. Also got pomegranate extract, which is also a bit of a natural hydrator. So it's sort of starting from the inside out. This is working on hydration from like below the skin. And then let's go straight on to the hydrating cream, because now, having used that and going on to the hydrating cream, you will get more of the benefits from the moisturizer. So you won't actually need as much. And it's the same with if you have a serum before your moisturizer, you don't need as much at all. It's just, this just sets everything to work on your skin. This is a really creamy moisturizer, and just have a smell of that, and it's a lot sort of calmer, and it's more sort of akin to the Calendula Cleanser in its creaminess, and it's really it's really light and creamy, and it smells it as well. Sounds strange, but it's got all it's got borage oil, carrot and calendula extracts. It's actually got some calendula in it, which is because I think the Calendula Cleanser is there's only a few products which are actually calendula based, but then you will find it appearing in other products as well because of its benefits. And this can be used as a day or night cream. We sometimes have, day creams, night creams, and use them separately. This can be used as both. I was a bit sort of skeptical of this at first because I don't like to load my skin with really sort of thick products. And I thought, well, it's in a pot, so therefore it's got to be quite thick. The sort of general rule with any of them, if it's in a pot, it's thicker, more nourishing. If it's in a bottle with a pump, then it's lighter. But even this, my skin just sort of laps it up, and you're not sort of left. It doesn't feel like it's too, claggy or heavy at all. It's still really, really light, which is lovely. And then you've got all the healing properties of the frankincense, which is why they use it all the time. So I'd love to know what people think of the like the difference in scents. I'm having completely different views. I've used these two as a combination and a couple of parties just to see what people think of this new one. And I did it 2 nights ago. Everyone absolutely loved the scent of this. Whereas when I did it a couple of weeks ago, they liked the sort of the calmness actually of that. So it's really, it's really interesting to see. But I'm addict to this stuff. And you it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's luxury when it looks like that, nice rose gold top. And it does go on forever. As I say, I've been using it every day, twice a day for 3 weeks, and it's still there. I've used that much.
Yeah, you're only using a drop. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm using less of all my other products as well. So I'm a total convert. I think the whole K-beauty thing really fascinates me, and its influence on Western skincare, and I think people do go different ways as well. Some people are looking for multitasking products that do everything in one. But I think it's just lovely to have the whole routine. And I was having a conversation with a customer yesterday, who's now she's quite new to Neal's Yard remedies, and she's new to like a proper sort of skincare routine, and she's finding it's really relaxing her, and that sort of investment of just a couple of minutes and lovely products, and really treating them like really using the aromatherapy elements of it, is she's sleeping better, and she's actually, it doesn't feel like just something you just got to go and do, like brush your teeth. And it's amazing what effect it can have, especially if you get the right products that suit you.
So that first one you just used, in this second part you used the first, the guys have got a sachet of that, have they?
Yeah, both of these.
How long would that last them?
Well, all of the sachets from Neal's Yard remedies are supposed to last 3 days. Most of them do last longer than that, and I think from the feel of this, it should last longer. The only thing that stops them not lasting that long is just the exposure to the air. and they might go a little bit gloopy. So if you do want to save it, just sort of like fold it down, put a safety pin on it. Not a safety pin, paper clip, that's the one. Just to sort of make sure that the air doesn't get into it and change the texture. And then it will last for a few days. Little goes a long way.
Yeah.
I always have to say at the start of all my parties and events to sort of almost apologise for the samples looking really stingy. And then people realise that actually they're not that stingy. They will last. They can have, and especially the pots, they usually last a good week or so. It just,
because you're only using a drop, right? Generally, so
yeah, and you notice a difference when you compare it with other products that are maybe a bit cheaper, and then you end up actually using sort of 3 times as much. So it works out.
Well, there's some good comments. I don't know if you can see the comments.
Sort of seeing them vaguely in my
a winner for Joanna and her family. There's sounds like they've got a couple of generations there, and the mum loves it as well, and she's 80 or nearly 80, so that's good. Everyone's loving it in their household.
Moisturizer is amazing. Second one is much mellower. That's the word I was sort of looking for, mellower. It's like it's just been kind of softened off. But I like that sort of hit that you get from the first one as well. It's good.
Excellent. All right, well look, I'm gonna move on to our third gin while you guys just let all of that lovely oils and creams just kind of work into your skin. I'm going to move on to something equally with good packaging, I think, and this is called, well, it's third on our list today, so bottle number 3, and I put it there just because it's also called number 3 gin, so it only seemed correct to put it in the 3rd place, and that's it there. So again, I think lovely packaging as well, lovely design. They've actually just rebranded it. It used to be like a deeper green and a different shaped bottle, but this one's kind of got 3 sides because it's all about 3, right? Everything is on this gin is about 3s. So it's the key here that they've got embossed in here, embedded. So it's an actual key shape, and that's the key to the door of number 3, because this gin is made by Berry Brothers and Rudd, who are one of the oldest UK wine merchants. And in 2010, I think it was, they decided they were going to make a gin. And they're at number 3 St James's Place, so they named it number 3, and obviously they've got the key for the door. It's a very famous location in London, and hence the new bottle with the three sides. And they got a guy, his name's Dr. Cullen. Can't remember his first name. I think he certainly was, I don't know if he still is, but he's the only distiller with a PhD. So maybe in 2010 that was the case. I don't know if that is now, but he's very scientific, and so he's created this whole great recipe. And this is an amazing London Dry. So it's just London Dry, okay, 46%, classic London Dry. If you like Tanqueray, you like those punchy London Dry gins, like I said, Tanqueray, Bombay. Bombay's a bit lighter, but you get my drift, right? This is the ultimate London Dry gin, in my opinion. So we're going to pour some out. Like I said, maybe half of your bottle into your glass, and we're going to go for a little nose. So give it a swirl again. Let it swirl around the glass. Open it up, and go for a nose. And so this is a bit more familiar now. And Shane's posted this lovely box here, right? And this is the box it comes in. And this is it right here. So this is the box. It opens like this. And inside is a really nice glass. Okay. So, and this is actually, I'll tell you about this Mother's Day promotion in a sec. But with going back to the gin. Right, so what we got? Anyone, give me your conclusions. So juniper, right? Juniper's kind of at the fore. So that will show again itself in pine, in lavender. That's kind of maybe the aromas that you're going to get. Then you get this
Quite
lovely, you get what?
It's quite peppery to me.
Quite peppery, yeah. Okay, so you've kind of jumped in a little bit further. So before the pepper and just after the juniper, there's a little bit of orange, maybe some like citrus. And then behind that comes this burst of pepper, right? And that's a spice. Hannah says juniper, yeah, got it in one. I'm still there with the orange at the moment. Yeah, Shane's got the pepper, citrus, orange. Yeah, definitely orange. So number 3 is about threes, right? I've already said it's about threes. Number 3, St. James's Place, 3 sides of the bottle. And the botanical mix is 3 fruits and 3 spices. So that's it. So they're always working in threes again. And that's the balance that we've got in the aromas. So orange is one of the botanicals in the fruit. We've got grapefruit. Obviously got the juniper berry. And then they've got angelica root to give that spice. Then they've got cardamom and they've got coriander, which kind of also doubles up. Coriander gives a little bit of that coriander seed kind of pepper, but also gives the aromatic, kind of holds everything, and a bit of citrus. So let's go for a taste. Easy. That pepper's there, right? You got a bit of that kick of the alcohol at 46%. So that's obviously giving you an extra kick. But that lovely spice is coming there. And the orange, that moorishness of that citrus is really kind of making you drink more. And this really hits the back of my nose. Yeah, I mean, it will do because it's very few botanicals in there, and each one has its big part to play. So let's add our tonic. So we're going to go for an Indian tonic. So you've got the regular fever tree tonic. That's what we're going for. And so the reason why we're going with Indian tonic water as opposed to some of the others is because it is a London dry. The flavour profile is kind of straight down the line. It's what you expect when you smell a gin, although this has a bit more sweetness coming through. And so you want a nice, clean tonic, and that works really well with it. So just again, you want to add 2 parts to 1 or 50-50, whichever you prefer. If you've got 20 ml of gin, add about 40 ml of tonic or another 20 ml of tonic, and just open up the gin. We don't want to drown the gin out. We're not making a gin here. We're just seeing how it develops with the addition of tonic. So let's go for that. Yeah, Ruth says, oh, I like that one. Yeah, if you love a G&T, just like a classic G&T, this is the one. Yeah. And now, that lovely orangey sweetness is really, really there. That juniper's still working its way. And then, maybe some of that spice that peppery spice we saw is gone, but maybe it's coming through with a bit more of that coriander, that lighter, you know, kind of that leafy, herbiness. What we're going to do, now you could add some lemon, you could add lime, or you could add an orange to this garnish because they'll all work really well. I'm going to use an orange, and on the list I gave you, I said orange. So if you have the orange, great. We're going to do the same thing with the peel. Okay, squeeze the oils, drop it in. Just let that lovely oils wash over the glass and then drop it in. Now this, made in that lovely sort of that tall glass that I showed you, will just make a really nice G&T with loads of ice. Yeah, Kate says feels really creamy. And it is because you've got the citrus. Chances are they're using the peels, and that helps give that lovely waxiness, that creaminess to the drink. So while you just enjoy that set, I'll tell you about this. So this is created by, this is a Mother's Day promotion from number 3. Comes with a lovely looking box, like I said, with this amazing glass as well. And this is the same price as the bottle on its own, so there's no additional charge for this box. So it's $42.95, plus you've got your 15% discount. And so it's a great, I mean, okay, Mother's Day gift, or it's Mother's Day today, but essentially it just makes a great gift anyway, even if it's just for you. And so, yeah, like I said, it's the same price. Tells you a little bit about number 3 on the back, the art of perfection. And it's just a really nice present. If you're going to buy a gin, then why not get the whole thing? Alexandra Palazzi, who was one of the sort of the most sort of well-respected bartenders in London, who works at the Duke's Hotel, he said this is the best gin for a martini. It's kind of the home of the martini in London, and this is what they use. And you can tell it's just that lovely balance of juniper, citrus. It's got that lovely creamy weightiness to it. You know, that sweetness will get rounded off with the vermouth as well. So yeah, this is number 3. It is my favourite London dry, bar none. And I'm really glad that we could show it to you guys tonight. Hopefully it's one that you haven't seen, but it is a really, really good. Have you come across this before, Jenny?
I've seen the bottles about the place, and I've never tried it. And like I've been there are so many different gins around at the moment. I have been trying different flavours, and I do like a lot of sort of slightly off the wall gins, but it's so nice coming back to just sort of straightforward gin, and one like that it's so smooth. It's really it's really lovely. It reminds me why I like gin in the first place. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And even tonight, right, we've got 3. The other 3 are quite fragrant gins and really sort of floral or aromatic or whatever it is that they are meant to be. And it's nice just to have something in the middle that is just nice and clean and gin.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just a lovely, lovely G&T. Joe says utterly gorgeous bottle and box too. Yeah, couldn't agree more. So that is one of my favourite gins. Just like you say, if you just want a good gin, it says is what it is, then that is the one. Number 3 gin. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Really nice story, really nice packaging, and an equally amazing gin. And that, Jenny, means I'm back over to you.
Yeah, I was just sort of getting carried away with the gin as well. It's just so lovely. I have to put it down for a bit. Yeah, so we're having done most of our general facial, thought we'd just finish our face off with a bit of a treatment, an eye treatment. So it's the Reviving White Tea Eye Gel, which you will have in the last remaining sachet, the very tiny one. And again, like all the others, this might be really tiny, but this will also last you a few days. Just to put it in perspective, this is the full size one. And I mean, you need hardly anything. White tea is, it's fab. It's like this, it's the silvery tip of the tea plant. So it's really new. And because it's new, it's full of antioxidants because it protects itself from the environment that it's just sort of bursting into. And those antioxidants do actually transfer into the product. And what they do for skin, it's really great for protecting against pollution and things, which, we've always sort of think of pollution, we think of being in cities, but actually there's different kind of things now when we're sat in front of screens, and we've got light pollution. Pollution means all kind of things now. And I'm using the white tea products a lot with days sat in front of a screen because it's so cooling, and it sort of it gets rid of any puffiness as well. So it's like an instant tonic. So one of my other favorite products, which I have here in the white tea range, is a facial mist, which I use quite a lot when I'm sort of sat in front of a screen, and it does get quite, it's hard on the skin. And eyes, we always want our eyes to just get less puffy. So that's why this is so brilliant. So you need the tiniest amount. I know I'm saying this on everything, but you really do need a tiny amount. And use your fourth finger, your ring finger. The reason why we always use that finger for the eye is because it's so delicate around the skin, around the eye bone. It's really delicate. So this finger it's too weak to sort of damage the skin, but it's also padded, so whereas the little finger doesn't have as much padding. So that's why we always use that finger for putting eye products on, and never rub anything in around the eye either, just really pat it. So I've just got a little drop. I can probably sort of see the gloopiness there. And then just gently pat it round. And also imagine this being in the fridge. You should keep any of your eye products in the fridge if you want to use them sort of for cooling the skin and getting rid of the puffiness and the bags around the eyes. Don't really want to draw attention to them, but and keeping the products in the fridge so it's cooling from a temperature as well. It's just so refreshing. And just, yeah, as you sort of gently pat it in, hopefully that will just be really calming your skin down. It's got witch hazel in it as well, which is you know, in a lot of skin products, and aloe vera, which is healing, and the fabulously named eye bright extract, which is great for that. So yeah, it works really, really well. And you can use this, there are sort of various different eye sort of treatments that you can give yourself a little 10-minute eye spa and put this on around the eye from the fridge, and then dip a cotton wool pad, spray it with the white tea facial mist, and then put that over the eyes and just, you know, lie back for 10 minutes, and it will just cool and calm everything down. It's really great. And it's really, you know, there are so many, scent is so important for all of Neal's Yard Remedies products, of course, because of the aromatherapy element. And so some of them, you know, the scents are really quite strong. And this is really, really delicate. So for sometimes I have people sort of asking for things that aren't really heavily fragranced, and this is the range that I always recommend, because it's not heavily fragranced at all. It's just really light and soothing. Yeah, I love it.
I could have done with some of that today. I just felt tired all day today, so I could have done with some of that just to help me wake up.
It does instantly revive. That's what it's called. You know, it's got reviving in the title for a reason. It does just make you go, okay, yeah, I'm good now. Yeah,
I love that. And how long does that just stay there, right? You don't have to rub it off, it just stays there the whole time.
No, it will just, your skin will absorb it, yeah, as you pat it in. So it's the same as where we rub other products in. It's just that you don't want to rub around the eye as much because it's so much more delicate, but the skin will soak up, which tells you that it needs it. Mine's completely gone in already.
Yeah, I love it. Very refreshing product. Feels like that would be good after a day at work. Says Ruth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, especially you know, with screens, and then if you do have to sort of deal with pollution and things, it's amazing for flushing out impurities from pollution and protecting against them as well. Yeah, it's really hydrating.
So you have to forgive me because I don't use products like this. So if you got home from work, you might just have a shower or a bath or something when you get in. Would you then use this after that, or? Yeah. Okay.
So you do it. Well, you can use it sort of as we have done now at the end of your skincare routine, or just before the moisturizer. But yeah, it's all part of your skincare. And I think the eyes are quite easily forgotten. We worry about our eyes and we think, oh, and you know, and because that's where, I mean, I don't mind the lines so much with my eyes, because that shows that I've laughed a lot. It's the ones there that I worry about. But we worry about our eyes, but then we don't always use something specific for it. And we do have to be careful what we put on the eyes and how we apply products on the eyes as well, because they're so delicate. So it's definitely worth thinking about. I always think skincare is like going to the gym. You know, if you imagine, you think going to the gym for that first session, the end of the first session, you'll definitely feel good for it, and you'll feel that you've done something, but you don't walk out the gym with a six-pack. you keep going, and it's sort of investing. And it's the same with skincare. You get the right products with the right active ingredients. You're sort of protecting your skin against aging and losing elasticity and things in the future. But yeah, you do feel the things straight away as well, like that. It's just remembering that they do both the instant and the long term.
Yeah. Well, one product you don't have to be careful how much you apply is gin. Well, you should. But,
well, yeah.
You know, if you drink it responsibly. But this is our number 4 gin. So it's our last gin tonight. You still have one more product to do before that, right? Sorry, after this you have one more.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, so this is our last product tonight. And I know there's a lot of comments about number 3 being the favourite of the night, probably hard to beat. And I'm with you on that, but I want to give this one a go. So this is made by, certainly in our shop, one of our most popular distilleries. And this is, you'll know from the bottle shape, Tarquin's. So you can see it right there, Tarquin's Gin. So most of you see it as a blue bottle with the blue wax. This is one of his limited edition, as Shane said earlier. Normally exclusive only to Cornwall. So it's something that Tarquin's been doing a lot of recently, is he sort of makes his core range and they go out all over the world. But he's very protective of his home county. And so he makes just little treats for them and the local retailers there. But we managed to get this in, particularly for our tasting today. I think it is available. It will be available to you if you do want to buy it. We do have maybe a case or two, but it's this one here, and it's called Tarquin's Hibiscus and Lemon Gin. So I wanted something that was quite, you know, for me, again, it has all those sort of connotations of, you know, spa and aromatherapy and all those kind of flavors I might kind of envisage. So it's a lovely gin. You would never have tried it before. None of you, I'm pretty sure of that, unless you've been to Cornwall recently. Lemon and hibiscus. It really does exactly what it says on the tin. It's got a lovely Tarquin's London Dry base to it that many of you will know and love. So kind of a classic London Dry style gin at its heart, and then infused with hibiscus and lemon. There's really not a lot to say. I mean, I could tell you about the distillery, but some of you will know this already. It's really just about, you know, enjoying this gin. It's just absolutely fantastic. Jenny, are you getting that lovely fresh lemon, some of that hibiscus, that rose?
Yeah, I'm getting sort of the floral from it.
That floralness,
yeah.
And then that juniper's you know, kind of there in the background as well, but still very, very much part of the gin. It's not like it's just flavour. It's very complex and layered. And also, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was quite sweet, right? Given the colour as well. For thinking it would be a sweeter gin, but it's still 42%, so it is gin. It's not a liqueur, and it is still very, you know, you can tell there's that punch of alcohol. Yeah, Rooster's floral on the nose. Jane's getting some sort of sherbet. Yeah, lemon sherbet. Yeah, let's go for a little taste. Wow. It's rose. It's loads of rose. What are you getting, Jenny?
Well, I've seen a couple of people put Parma violets, which when I was smelling it, I didn't get it, and then you taste it, and yeah, I'm getting the Parma violets.
You get the Parma violet, yeah. So Liz put Parma violet. There is a hint of that Parma violet as well, but it's definitely a lot of floral flavors. Oh, people are loving it. Yeah, hibiscus on the nose, but spice and rose on the palate. Great there. Mum can taste Parma violets as well. Okay. Oh, it's so good, right? It's a really nice one to finish because it's just so much, you know, kind of going on. So we're going to add Hibiscus Tonic. There you go. It had to be a reason. And I'm not afraid, right? I'm not afraid that it's going to have too much hibiscus. I don't think we're going to, you know, I think with this kind of gin, you can't just, you know, a lot of time I'll talk to you and I'll say, okay, with this gin, you need to counter some of that flavor, you know, or you want to enhance something that might be hidden. But I think with this one, you just go all in, right? There's enough lemon in there to give that acidity and that fresh fruit. So let's just go in and see with the hibiscus and see what we get. So adds a bit more pink to the glass. Oh yeah, Ruth, you know what? I was just about to say that. I mean, for me, I don't know if you're saying that with the tonic or not, but with the tonic, I'm getting that earthiness. That earthiness has come. And on the palate is more lemon. On the nose, I'm getting loads of rose and floral notes, and then the palate, I'm getting that burst of lemon at the start, and then what rose is coming at the back, and the aromatics of the hibiscus as well. What do you think, Jenny?
Yeah, I really love it. And the lemon sherbet.
Yeah,
in it.
Totally, lemon sherbet.
And then just sort of gentle roses around it.
Yeah. And it's all just kind of coming out. And so we're going to add to this raspberry. If you manage to get raspberry, again, I failed. Bad planning on my part. So I've got strawberry, which is what I had in the fridge. I think it'll be okay. It's, you know, mild, subtle difference. But and actually, if you have got lemon, if anyone's got a lemon in your fridge or sitting on the side there, do the lemon peel with it, because I think that will just really give a great flavour of that fruit with the rose, and then some of that extra lemon as well. Oh, Turkish Delight, I like that. Liz says earthy to start, and then that zing of lemon. And that fruit really helps. It really helps just kind of just hold everything and bring it all back in together. I think it's really good. So I love this gin. I'm not necessarily like a big fruity flavored gin fan. I prefer something straight down the line. But if it was a summer's day, you know, hopefully in a couple of months' time, this, you know, loads of ice, be amazing. You know, a little bit of fruit, be great. Yeah, Catherine. I think that's Catherine's first comment tonight, I think, and she's written love number 4. Great. Oh, now that berry is coming through for me. So hopefully, if you've got the raspberries in there, let me know if you added a bit of lemon, because that'd be really interesting to see what you think with that. That'd be really good. I think it's really good. I love the gin because there's so many layers to it. There's so many layers. Ruth says, I'm not a gin fan. I'm not a fan of very floral gins, but I like this one. Yeah, good. Yeah, complex. Yeah, exactly. I believe. I think you're right.
It's like you've got the lightness of the rose, but without too much kind of full-on floral. It just lightens it, makes it really summery.
Yeah. I think with the tonic, it's just lifted that a little bit. Yes.
What would you recommend if you don't have the hibiscus? What would you go for? Would it be normal Indian tonic or a light tonic? Or...
do you know what, you could go with a rose lemonade, which could, I mean, it might add a bit more sweetness to it. If you're going with a tonic, just, you know, say a regular, more of a standard tonic that you could find most places, I might go with a Mediterranean. I think the London Dry, I think the Indian tonic might be too dry.
Okay.
And I think the Mediterranean might have a bit more going on to support the gin and bring out some of its other flavors. But this, actually, I mean, I shouldn't say it, but this is available in most supermarkets.
I've not seen it before.
No?
No, it's a completely new one when I sort of got it out of the box. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd go for it, right?
Yeah, it's really nice. They do a really nice peppercorn one as well. So I'm going to use that at some point. Liz says, I love this one. Really interesting. Number 3 is smashed it for me, says Joe. I'm getting red currant. I like that red currant. Additional tonic and raspberry. Yeah. It'll be actually aromatic tonic. Yeah. It's Kate, isn't it? I think he's on his Pete. Yeah, aromatic could be really good for this. And really enjoying this one, says Amy. Oh.
I must have enjoyed it after you finished it.
So while that's going on, Jenny, back over to you.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be really good to do something with the hands. So whereas, in the last tasting and so far in this one, we've done facial skincare, but our hands have had something of a battering over the last few months with all the extra hand washing and sanitizing, and then winter as well. We're not going out as much, so we've got sort of drying from central heating, so our skin is really suffering. And I'm sort of having to pay attention to my hands a lot more. They're just getting really dry and cracked. And so I put in the Be Lovely hand cream, which is the last of the little sample pots for you. And for me, this is the design. All of the Neal's Yard sort of classic designs you have on, well, like that's the sort of typical design that you have, and sort of variations and colours and things, but that's the general design. And then we've got the Be Lovely range, which is different because this actually existed as a campaign before a product. The Save the Bees campaigns that Neal's Yard Remedies launched in 2011. It was sort of quickly given an award for best campaign by the Ecologist, and then they started the Be Lovely range after that. So the end of 2011 was when they made their first product to support the charities, and this is the first product. And then 2012, the rest of the range, apart from there's a Be Lovely All Over Balm, which was 2017, I think it was introduced, and 3% of all the money, the sales from this range, go towards their projects. Neal's Yard Remedies they are a campaigning company. Everything they do, they think really carefully about how they produce their products, how they source their ingredients, their packaging, everything they think really carefully about. And so that has led on to quite a few campaigns. And, this is one of their biggest. And within their their Save the Bees campaigns, they've got different charities and different projects. My favourite ones, and one of their biggest, is the Bees for Development. And they've worked in Ghana and the cashew orchards, which were really suffering. They introduced colonies of bees, trained the farmers to look after the bees properly, and the introduction of the bees meant that the harvest, with the yields doubled, I think, in a year, which is just incredible. So then the farmers are actually earning money again from the cashew orchards, but then they're also, because they've been trained properly how to look after the bees, they were getting additional income from the honey. So it's just a really lovely project. It's just, helping people who are the most vulnerable. So all the money from this range goes, to, not all the money, 3% from all of the range goes to all of these projects. And it sticks to the bee. It's not just for the sake of the charity and the name. It has honey in it and also orange. So it's that combination of the honey, which is really moisturizing. It locks in moisture. And then orange is also, it's got all the vitamin C, which is brilliant for skin regeneration, and it's really cleansing. So if you just, you need about that much on a hand. Well, we're all different. Our hands are really dry at the moment. You might need more. Just have a smell of it. And for anyone who did the last gin and spa that we did, we used honey and orange scrub, which isn't part of this range, but I think it's really similar smell, because obviously it's honey and orange. The organic honey is sourced from Mexico, and then the oranges, Mexico and orange, Mexico and Italy. And you can really smell it when you rub it into your hand. Then it sort of enlivens all the smells even more, and it's really uplifting. Orange as an essential oil is really uplifting anyway, so it's that aromatherapy element again. The whole range is really great for families as well. So kids from 3 years and upwards, you can use this range on. So just, you know, give yourself a bit of a hand massage now. It's super relaxing, and this is really good for just calming restless kids as well. Send them to sleep, just give them a bit of a hand treatment with this, and it will work a treat. And it will hopefully really lift the spirits as well, sort of the, you know, uplifting element. Yeah, we all need it. I now have tubes of this in almost every room in the house, and one in my handbag.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we just, yeah, hands are just needing it all the time. It's just lapping it up, and it smells great as a bonus.
And that you only need, like you say, literally just a drop.
Yeah. Really tiny bit. We have hand lotions and hand creams. This is a hand cream, so it is thicker, and they come in these tubes, so all this size, 50 mils. And then the hand lotions are in bottles with pumps, and so they're slightly lighter in texture. But yeah, as I say, I think we all need it at the moment. And I use a hand polish as well, which I'd never used before starting this job. And it's brilliant. It's like a loosely textured scrub, so it gets rid of the dead skin cells on the top of the skin, and then that exposes the fresh and new skin cells, which means you absorb moisture more. So I'm using that a couple of times a week as well, just to sort of look after my poor hands.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, good, lovely. Thank you very much, Jenny. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Now. That was really good. Really good. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all learned some stuff. So, Jenny, all this stuff is available. How can people buy this?
Yeah, I meant to text Shane my website to put it in the chat. My website is on. You've got a little card actually in with packs, and then it's on a label on the front of these leaflets. And you've got the Calendula Cleanser is sort of featured in here, and then the Frankincense Intense range as well. So you'll see my website is on the bottom there, and my number and email as well. Have a browse on my website just to see, you know, what other products are in the sort of, you know, with the scents that you really love, or the ranges and all of that sort of thing. And if you want to order, contact me directly for the discount, because I can't apply that on my website. So if you want to just drop me an email or send me a text or something, then there's £5 off offers of £35 or more. And if you want to host a pamper party as well, then I usually use about twice the amount of products that we've used tonight. And you'll have to supply your own gin for that, I'm afraid. But if you want to do that, to host a party, then you get 2 free gifts, and I will chuck an extra gift in for anyone who hosts a party who's booked me from tonight. So yeah, just send me a text, give me a call, drop me in an email, and I will answer any questions you want to fire at me.
Great, thank you very much. So I think we're going to bring Shane back in. Might get 3 of us on the screen. Jenny, we should definitely try and do this again, shouldn't we? We should try and organise something at some point down the line, and see if we can, I don't know, make it a summer one or whatever it's going to be. That'd be quite good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
There you go, Shane. Yeah. Oh, Shane, you're on mute. I think you're on mute, Shane.
Yeah, sorry. I was just desperately searching for our emails to find your address, but I can't find it that quick, unfortunately.
So what have we got next?
Next up actually is our 2 whiskey ones. We've got Patrick's Day whiskey, and then we have the Festive, which is coming up as well at the end of the month. I think we're yet to release the next gin one, which I think we'll sort out next week and get that out as soon as we can. So there will be another gin one coming up. I guess, yeah, the main thing with obviously tonight's tasting, like we said, I haven't put the Welling Garden City gin on our site, but also because we're not sure if we can get any more just yet. So I don't really want to kind of pitch that out there. But all the other products are on our craftgins.co.uk site. You've got your tasting card there. Gives you a massive 15% off. That's great when it comes to, like just mentioned with the gift set for the number 3. That makes that an absolute bargain to get your number 3 in a lovely presented gift box with the glass, which is obviously great for yourself or as a gift. And actually, especially as Tarte Quins. Like I said, I kept that for myself as well. And today, and I really love that. I've always loved number 3 because that's been around for quite a while as well. But I do like new stuff that Tarte Quins comes out with, and this is actually really, really good. Really good gin. So yeah, again, you get 15% off that, guys, as well. So yeah, just go to our site. The products are on there. Use your code. Take advantage of it. Just one thing to point out, because we did have that with one of our regulars, is that if you do order and you potentially order another tasting set with it, just bear in mind we might send it out with that tasting set. So if you do want it sort of sent ahead of time, you are able to put notes when you place an order with us on our website. So if you just make a note there saying, can you send ASAP, we'll make sure we get it out to you straight away. All these items are in stock at the moment. We've got number 3 and the Tarte Quins in stock, and the Lakes District as well, if anyone fancies that one. So yeah, remember to use your code. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled. As soon as we get a confirmation of our next tasting, guys, we'll put it straight out. Tonics, yes, we generally stock the Fever Tube ones. I mean, I know you can generally get them anywhere. We can get hold of the merchants if needed, but we tend to stock a lot more craft tonic products like 12 Below, for example, which again do a lot of great flavors to kind of pair with particular tonics. But I believe this merchants one, where was that from, Jess? Do you know? Can we get hold of that, or is that just from a supermarket?
Well, I got this from the supermarket.
Yeah.
But I'll have to see if I can find our supplier.
Okay. All right. Because I know this is quite a specific one with the hibiscus. I'm sure we could source it somehow. Definitely.
So Ruth's asking about the Cambridge tonic. Yeah, I can get that for you, Ruth. Not a problem. If I can get on the next order, I will get some in for you, and I'll let you know when it's in.
Cool. I think we had some. Didn't we have some left in the store? I can't remember. Oh no, they went actually. I put them in the hamper. They did go. Yeah, definitely. But other than that, yeah. So that's great, guys. Like I said, go to our site for that and get you 15% off. And if you need anything from Jenny, what did you say, Jenny, in terms of your site? Is your information on the card? You said that they've got in the little blue pack.
Yeah, and I have just texted it to you, so I don't know because will the comments be available after it's gone if you put it on my website?
Yes, I'll tell you what I will do. I will quickly copy this link and email it to myself, and then I can paste it on here. So if I just leave Jas to start saying his goodbyes, I will get this posted for you.
Cool. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jenny, for joining us. Thanks for the amazing products and all the insights into aromatherapy. I guess you want to say a little bit as well.
Well, yeah, thank you, because it's been another great evening and another great evening of gins as well.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for joining us. Really, really, really kind of privileged that you chose to join us for Mother's Day evening, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers as well. Don't forget, we will be sending an email with our next lot of tastings, and Jenny will have to organise something for the summertime, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to do something light and summery and for sure.
Yeah. There you are, guys. That's the link there that's just come through. So yeah, if you need anything from Jenny, just click on that. Takes you straight through, and she'll obviously sort you out with you got your discount there on your cards. So yeah, other than that, guys, thanks a lot for joining us. Hope you had a great day. Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day evening. You've got a few hours left. Other than that, we'll see you all guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye.